You know, there's something incredibly powerful about the realization of your own worth. Sometimes people come into your life and instead of nurturing your heart, they hurt it. They make you question your value, your importance. But here's the thing, no one gets to define your worth. Not the people who left you, not the ones who hurt you, not the ones who broke your heart. When someone wrongs you, it's natural to want to react. It's tempting to want them to feel the weight of what they've done. But I'm here to tell you, the best thing you can do is to reclaim your power by choosing yourself. That's right, not by seeking revenge, not by proving anything to them, but by focusing on your own growth and happiness. You see, pain can either break you or shape you. And I know it's easier said than done, but the most incredible thing you can do is allow the pain to shape you into something stronger, wiser, and more resilient. Because once you rise above the hurt, once you start living for yourself and not in reaction to what someone else did, you become untouchable. Here's the truth. Nothing hurts those who have wronged you more than seeing you thrive. Empowerment through self-worth is about understanding and deeply believing that your value is inherent and unshakable. It's the recognition that your worth is not determined by external factors like how someone treats you, what they say about you, or whether they choose to stay in your life. Your worth is intrinsic, meaning it's a part of who you are, and no one can take it away from you. When someone hurts us, especially in relationships, we often fall into the trap of questioning ourselves. Was I not enough? Did I do something wrong? Am I unworthy of love or respect? These thoughts can spiral, leaving us feeling powerless. But true empowerment comes when we stop seeking validation from others and instead find it within ourselves. The key is to understand that no matter what anyone says or does, it doesn't diminish who you are at your core. Your self-worth is built on self-love, self-respect, and the knowledge that you are whole and complete just as you are. You don't need anyone else to confirm your value. When you recognize this, you stop giving people the power to hurt you. Their actions reflect them, not you. People may try to bring you down, may leave or betray you, but that doesn't mean you're unworthy of love, respect, or happiness. It means they couldn't appreciate the unique, amazing person that you are, and that's their loss, not a reflection of your worth. True empowerment is standing tall even in the face of rejection or betrayal, knowing that you deserve the best, not because of what you've done, but because of who you are. You deserve to be treated with love, kindness, and respect. And if someone fails to do that, it's not a reflection of you, it's a reflection of their inability to recognize your value. This mindset shift is liberating. Once you internalize the idea that your self-worth isn't tied to anyone else's opinion, you become unshakable. You no longer need to prove yourself or chase after validation. Instead, you live for you, making choices based on what makes you happy, what fulfills you, and what aligns with your own values. People who understand their self-worth don't need to retaliate when they're hurt. They don't need to lash out or seek revenge. Why? Because they know that their happiness and peace come from within, not from trying to control how someone else feels. They recognize that real power is in walking away with grace and living their best life, regardless of what happened. So empowerment through self-worth is about reclaiming your power by refusing to let anyone else's treatment of you define who you are. It's about standing in your own truth, knowing you deserve love and respect just as much as anyone else. And once you truly believe that, no one can ever make you feel small again. Forgiveness is often misunderstood as a sign of weakness or as an act of letting someone off the hook for hurting you. But in reality, forgiveness is one of the most powerful and liberating acts you can perform for yourself. It's not about excusing the actions of those who hurt you. It's about freeing yourself from the emotional chains that keep you tied to the pain, resentment, and anger they caused. When you hold on to anger, bitterness, or the desire for revenge, it's as if you're carrying a heavy burden with you everywhere you go. This emotional weight doesn't just affect your thoughts and feelings, it seeps into your overall well-being, influencing how you engage with the world, how you see others, and most importantly, how you see yourself. It's like drinking poison and expecting the other person to suffer from it. In truth, the person who hurt you has likely moved on while you remain shackled to the past. Forgiveness in its truest sense isn't about them. It's about you. It's about giving yourself permission to release the negative energy that continues to drain your emotional resources. When you forgive, you are choosing to no longer allow someone else's actions to dictate your happiness, your peace, or your future. It's a profound act of self-love and self-respect. There's a misconception that if you forgive someone, you are condoning their actions or minimizing the pain they caused. This couldn't be further from the truth. Forgiveness doesn't mean that what happened was okay, nor does it mean that you must allow that person back into your life or trust them again. Forgiveness simply means that you are choosing to let go of the hurt they caused and are no longer willing to carry the emotional weight of their wrongdoing. Think of forgiveness as taking back control. When you hold on to grudges or unresolved anger, you are giving power to the person who hurt you. They continue to occupy space in your mind and affect your emotions long after the incident is over. But by forgiving, you are taking back your emotional energy and redirecting it toward your own healing and growth. You're essentially saying, you may have hurt me, but you no longer have control over my thoughts, my feelings, or my life. Forgiveness doesn't happen overnight, and it's not always easy. It's a process, one that often involves confronting deep-seated pain and allowing yourself to feel the full weight of what happened. But through this process, you find liberation. You start to see that holding on to anger or a desire for retribution only keeps you anchored in the past, unable to fully embrace the present or move into the future. Another important aspect of forgiveness is understanding that it's a gift you give yourself. When you forgive, you are releasing yourself from the emotional prison created by resentment and bitterness. You're allowing yourself to experience peace again, to live your life without the shadow of someone else's actions hanging over you. Forgiveness also allows you to break free from the victim mentality. When we hold on to anger and refuse to forgive, we remain stuck in the narrative of what happened to us. We become defined by the hurt rather than by our capacity to overcome it. But when we forgive, we reclaim our power. We shift from being victims to being victors, people who have risen above the pain and come out stronger on the other side. Ultimately, forgiveness is about choosing your own happiness and mental well-being over the hurt that someone else inflicted. It's about reclaiming your life, your peace, and your future. By forgiving, you are choosing to be free, not free from the memory of what happened, but free from the emotional hold it has on you. So when we say that forgiveness is freedom, what we mean is that it liberates you from the emotional baggage of the past, allowing you to move forward with a heart that is lighter, a mind that is clearer, and a spirit that is no longer weighed down by resentment. You can walk away from the situation knowing that you have chosen to put yourself and your healing first, and that is an incredibly powerful and freeing choice. Pain is an inevitable part of life, especially in relationships. Whether it's a betrayal, a breakup, or being treated unfairly, the pain can feel overwhelming. In those moments, it's easy to feel broken, lost, or diminished by the hurt. But what many fail to see in those dark moments is that pain, while deeply challenging, can be a powerful catalyst for personal growth and transformation. Growth beyond the pain means using your hardships not as an endpoint, but it's about finding the strength, wisdom, and resilience that can only emerge from adversity. Pain doesn't just teach us about ourselves, it gives us an opportunity to evolve, to rise, and to become better, stronger versions of who we are. When we face painful situations, especially those caused by people we care about, it forces us to confront our vulnerabilities, our fears, and our insecurities. But in that confrontation lies the opportunity for profound growth. When you go through pain and come out the other side, you gain a new level of understanding about yourself, your boundaries, your needs, and your values. You start to see the areas where you were perhaps too forgiving, too reliant on others for validation, or too afraid to stand up for yourself. And with that realization comes the chance to build a stronger foundation for your future self. 1. Learning who you are. One of the greatest gifts that pain offers is clarity. When someone hurts you, it forces you to look inward and ask hard questions. What do I really want? What kind of treatment am I willing to accept? What is non-negotiable for me in a relationship? Pain strips away the illusions and forces us to be honest with ourselves. It highlights where we've allowed others to take advantage of us, or where we've settled for less than we deserve. And once we have that clarity, we can begin the process of redefining who we are and what we stand for. You start to learn that your worth doesn't depend on how someone else treats you. You learn to listen to your intuition, trust your instincts, and honor your own needs. This self-awarenessness is the foundation of personal growth. It empowers you to set healthier boundaries, to demand more respect, and to pursue relationships that are truly fulfilling. 2. Building resilience. Pain also builds resilience, that inner strength that allows you to bounce back from hardship stronger than before. Resilience is like a muscle. Each time you go through a painful experience and choose to keep going, to keep growing, that muscle gets stronger. You start to realize that you're capable of handling more than you ever thought possible. Resilience doesn't mean that you don't feel the pain or that you somehow become immune to it. It means that you learn how to process and cope with it in a way that doesn't consume you. You understand that pain is temporary, and even though it hurts now, you have the inner strength to survive and thrive beyond it. Each time you overcome a challenge, you gain confidence in your ability to handle whatever life throws at you next. 3. Developing empathy and wisdom. One of the most beautiful aspects of growth beyond pain is the empathy and wisdom that it fosters. Going through difficult experiences makes you more empathetic toward others who are struggling. You begin to see that everyone has their own battles, and this awareness deepens your compassion. You may also start to understand why certain things happened the way they did, even if they were unfair or painful. Pain gives you perspective. It allows you to reflect on your past choices and understand how they shaped your present, In addition, as you grow beyond the pain, you develop a kind of wisdom that only comes from experience. You learn to recognize red flags early on in relationships. You understand the importance of self-care and emotional health. You become more discerning about who you allow into your life and how much energy you invest in certain people or situations. This wisdom helps you avoid repeating the same mistakes and empowers you to make healthier choices moving forward. 4. Finding new strength and potential. Sometimes we don't realize how strong we are until we've been tested by adversity. Pain pushes us beyond our comfort zones, forcing us to dig deeper into our emotional reserves than we ever have before. And when we do, we often discover that we're capable of far more than we ever imagined. Growth beyond the pain is about recognizing that you are not defined by your suffering. Yes, pain can break you down, but it can also build you up in ways you never thought possible. You can emerge from your darkest moments with a newfound sense of power, knowing that you survived something difficult and came out the other side not just intact, but transformed. You start to see that the pain didn't destroy you, it refined you. It made you more resilient, more self-aware, and more capable of handling whatever comes next. It revealed strengths in you that you didn't know you had, whether that's the strength to walk away from a toxic situation, the courage to stand up for yourself, or the perseverance to heal from heartbreak and build a better life. 5. Embracing the future with hope. Finally, growth beyond pain teaches you that your story doesn't end with the hurt you've experienced. It's easy to feel like you'll never recover when you're in the midst of suffering, but pain has a way of opening doors to new opportunities, new relationships, and new paths you never would have seen otherwise. It's often in the aftermath of pain that we make the most meaningful changes in our lives, whether that's pursuing a new career, deepening our friendships, or finding a deeper sense of purpose.